Hi there, and welcome to this week's live session where I'm going to show you exactly how to set clear sleep signals to let you improve your sleep today. So you're not only going to fall asleep faster, at least that's going to be true for many of us, and you're going to have a higher quality sleep. So if you are trying a lot of stuff at the moment and you're not getting progress with your sleep quality, then today will give you a very clear understanding of what you can do right now today to gain progress. So my name is Michael Hildebrandt. I'm a sleep coach. I'm the founder of Sleeptrust, and I do these live sessions once a week. Today I'm kind of playing around with the time. Typically I do them a couple of hours earlier, and I'm thinking of moving them into the week. So if you have any idea when you would like to see these live sessions, just drop me a comment and I'm gonna think about that, get the feedback, and reschedule these calls to times that fit you better. But let's dive into the topic. As you can see here, when we're talking about sleep signals, it's about daytime, can you see this? And nighttime, because what we're really talking about is the evolutionary process that we all are hooked to. There's a thing called the circadian rhythm, and this is basically the daytime nighttime cycle that we're all attached to, all of our bodies are attached to, and that we can kind of also use and often use nowadays because of our environment in a way that simply doesn't serve us. So what we can do to give you a little bit of better understanding of what we're doing here is to use the switch of nature. So there's a switch that nature sets to wake us up and let us feel very focused, energized, feel that it's time to move, to act. And there's a other switch that will let us get tired, fall asleep, and let us know that it's time to rest. And nowadays, because of our environments, things are really messed up a little bit, quite frequently. So let me maybe draw a little kind of picture for you to show you what I mean. And this is not going to be super lovely, but it's going to help you to understand. Dark, and this is the morning, and this is the evening. So basically what we've got here is moving on from, oh yeah, luckily we can read this here, or you can read this hopefully, from dark to dark. So morning, in the morning it's typically first off it's dark, and in the evening it's dark too. That's nature, right? And somewhere up here we're in the daytime mode, so day, and it is peak light. So now we're up here, and my writing is a little bit not so lovely maybe. So you can see that that's peak light. What do I mean with this? Typically a day works like this light-wise, right? The sun goes up, it raises, oops, here we are, it raises, at some point it's going to be peak light and then it drops down. And why is this so important? It's so important because it doesn't really matter how much light you get or all that, it's much more important to follow the cycle. So you want to get your bodies into daylight in the morning. And at some point, lunchtime, maybe after that, you want to experience peak light. So our bodies register when it gets light and there's more sunlight surrounding us. It knows we're in the middle of the day. And then it registers when these levels drop. And this is true for the summer as it is in the winter. And it doesn't matter where you are. The sun always rises, and at some point you're going to have a peak and then it goes down. And it's more to this up and down than to the actual intensity of light that our bodies need to set a clear sleep signal. So typically when we go into the office or in the morning, we're sitting inside, right? We're having breakfast in the kitchen, maybe a little light on, but kind of darkish environment. Then we go into our office, here kitchen. Then we're going into our office. And then we're in the living room. this is what happens, right? My writing's getting worse. Sorry for that. So now you can see we're moving down here. We're in the inside. There's not so much happening, right? There's no up and down. It's all steady. And even worse, maybe if we drive to work, we're going to have a little peak here, and here we're driving home. So we're going to drive. So then we get little peaks, you know, when we're sitting in the car, it's summer, we're getting a lot of light, and it's near to evening, but the light that we get is much higher because at daytime, when it was peak light in nature, we were sitting in the office, right? So now we're getting the peak light in the evening when it's almost, you know, time to get tired. We just want to have dinner and relax a little bit. And then we get home again and we're surrounded by lights. We've got TVs, and the TVs didn't get smaller actually over the last couple of years. And the program, you know, if we think back to our parents or grandparents, they had smaller TVs. Now we've got, you know, big LED screens in our living room, and the entertainment has, luckily, must say, gotten much, much better. So if you look at the TV programs, you wouldn't have wanted to watch hours and hours of TV, you know, 30, 40, 50 years ago. So that's basically what messes our entire rhythm up and lets us have a problem. Our bodies to get a clear signal when it's time to get tired and to get up. That will leave us with fatigue at daytime and with being awake at nighttime, having problems falling asleep quickly, having problems to get the full duration of sleep that we should get to feel energized at daytime. So there's a lot of mess going on here. And these things, you know, especially if you think, okay, I heard all of that, I get it, it's easy. I know these things, we hear so much at the moment, and knowing things is nearly worthless, honestly. We all know everything nowadays. You just have to throw up that Google window, ask a question, and you have all the knowledge that exists out there. But will it help you? Actually, it won't. We have to apply the knowledge. We have to take committed action. And to do so, we have to get easy steps to be able to perform that action and to see the progress that we're making. Because often the simple things, if we implement these into our lifetime, can have a tremendous, tremendous effect on our lives. I'm not sure if you ever heard about a guy called Pareto. Pareto is basically the guy who invented the 80-20 method, or the mathematics behind that. And Pareto found out that typically we get 80% of our results with 20% of the effort. So we're getting 80% of our results with 20% of the effort. And that's kind of, you know, if we see there's a lot of stuff out there that we can do, that you can do, and a lot of stuff that I recommend to do to improve our sleep quality, but you should always start with the easy stuff. Because the easy stuff and the simple stuff is often that will help you 80%. And yeah, so this is basically the cycle. Keep that in mind and try to implement a couple of easy steps I'm going to walk you through right away that will help you to implement your sleep signals, that will help you not only to fall asleep faster at nighttime and have a better, higher quality sleep, but also to feel more energized at daytime. That's what we're all about, what it's all about, right? So to give you a little bit of context around this is a thing that I walk through in step number 4 out of a proven 9-step process that I walk each and every of my clients through. And step number 4 is around the body. So we're practicing all kinds of stuff around the body, and this is a very essential part. So to give you 4 concrete things that you can do, I'm just looking down here because I took a couple of notes. I didn't want to forget anything today, but I think we're fine. To give you 4 very simple steps that you can do to set clear sleep signals. Step number 1 is to get into the light in the morning. So if it's darkish in your room or anything, use a daytime lamp or try to breakfast in the outside, somewhere maybe have a walk in the morning, get into light in the morning. The next thing is at lunchtime, you want to get in the outside too. You want to get into light, and you can do so by having a walk after lunch. You can do that with a colleague or with a friend. That's going to help you to really, at least it would help me to follow through on these things. When you get home at nighttime, that's our evening time, that's tip number 3, and it goes to nighttime, get out of the light. So try to reduce the light that you use inside of your house when it comes to bedtime. You typically want to use dimmable lamps. You want to reduce TV consumption or any other electronic devices an hour before you go to bed. And you can also replace your bulbs through blue light reduced bulbs, because it's actually the blue light that just sets up the trigger in our brains. And the last thing that we want to do is not hooked up to the light, because there is another cycle that goes on like this at daytime and nighttime, and this is the temperature, right? When the sun raises, the temperature goes up, and when the sun disappears, then the temperature drops. And the same is true for our bodies. We recognize these. So it's very good, and you've probably heard about this, to have the temperature of your bedroom below the temperature of all of your rooms. And there's a lot of misconception and very confusing information about this out there too, up to that people recommend a certain temperature in your bedroom, which is completely crazy if you think about, people living all around the world where all sorts of temperatures exist. So what's really important is that you want the temperature to drop at nighttime. You want your bedroom to be cooler than the other rooms. And just cool it down a couple of degrees, that will do the job. I typically sleep with an open window. You're going to get fresh air that way too. So if you're able to do that, try to do that. If you are afraid to let your window open at nighttime, then close it. Try to use a climate device or something like that. But see that your bedroom is cooler than all the other rooms that you were in before. So particularly your living room, bathroom, whatever. And with that, I think we're done. So as always, you've got the choice. You can just move on and try different kinds of stuff. Hi there. Thanks for watching. Try all different kind of stuff, or you can use these 4 simple steps to walk through, set a very clear sleep signal in the morning and the evening, and you will improve. Thinking of Pareto, with these simple actions, you're going to get 80% of the benefit right out of the bat. So I'll leave you with that. Thanks for watching. Please think about dropping me a comment to let me know when you would love to see these live sessions, when they fit into your schedule best, and I'm going to do my best to schedule them into that time frame in future. And other than that, I wish you a lovely Sunday and, of course, a superb sleep. See you.